everyone, SympleSym here, coming out of my extended hiatus because I have got some news for you. Today's video is a potential life simulation competitor to EA's The Sims franchise. Y'all, I don't even know where these life simulation games are coming from, but they're sneaking out of the woods at us somewhere. I've been following AlterLife personally for a long time, and it actually seems very promising. And there have been others that have crept up and just kind of fallen back into the shadows because they just didn't meet their potential, or they were fraudulent, essentially. But now there's this new contender, AlterLife. It's by VGG Studio, which appears to be a completely new company. I'll play the short trailer for you in the background, and we'll slow it down and break it down after. But first let me say, OMG. The realism in that game. The Sims and AlterLife have a more cartoony vibe, and some may prefer, but this really sets itself apart for those from those with that level of detail, with the realism that this one has, assuming that it is a real, valid game. I don't know how I feel about this game, though. If it is real, you can bet I'm getting it, but, full disclosure, I don't know much about this game, or the company developing it, and there's not much information out there available to find on them. It's like they just spawned into existence and dropped this game title out of nowhere. I think it's important to be skeptical, because I've searched all over the internet and haven't found more than what I can show you today. And some of the additional content I have found, I'm not even sure if it's truly AlterLife that I'm seeing or something else entirely, like some other video game. So if you notice in the comments that it appears to be something that you're familiar with, drop that down in the comments and let me know, because I'm curious to know if this is footage that they've pulled from somewhere else. They don't appear to have a Patreon page either, these developers making this game. I don't know how big the team is, or how long they've been developing this, but proceed with caution if you are interested in what you see. I actually learned about this game on Facebook, of all places. It was an ad that showed up in my news feed. I almost didn't even give it a second thought, but I did a double take on the name and thought, well, what if this could actually be a life simulator? The ad took me to the Steam page to add it to my wish list, which I did, of course. And it's not out yet, so you can't go by and download it today and start playing. And I can't seem to find very much on YouTube except for the trailer and a couple of random gameplay videos, which I suspect are Grand Theft Auto. So I'm highly, highly skeptical of what is out there. There's like one random video so far as of the date that I'm recording this, where somebody posted a reaction to finding it pretty much the same way that I did through Facebook. I'll link to the trailer and the videos that I found in the description so you can check them all out on your own, because I don't have time really to rattle on about absolutely everything. But if you are going to go trying to research anything more about this game, just know that it's challenging to find content on it, simply because there is another game similar to the same name, and it is called AlterLife, and apparently AlterLife is the name of some random band. There's something out there called AlterLife Roleplay, and all the content for that's in another language that I do not speak and do not understand, so I have no idea what that is, if it's even the same, maybe earlier versions, or something else entirely new. But now that you've seen the trailer, while I have basically foamed at the mouth, let's go ahead and break it down. Apparently this game is an alpha, so You started off with a beer gut there, so you have different body types and shapes and sizes, which is great. You can see that you can adjust the height and all sorts of other body areas, but I don't know that I like that tattoo adjustment is on a slider. I like EA's The Sims like push and pull clay-like method, but I'm okay with sliders as long as there's enough customization, which there appears to be, but I don't know how far you can stretch along that line, how drastically it changes. And I'd rather pick a tattoo based off of photographs so that I can see what I'm doing and not have to memorize whether it's halfway through the line or not. They look pretty realistic, so that's neat. It doesn't look like there's much of a color wheel, but they have a lot of natural looking colors available. So, I prefer the color wheel. So, you can see some lighting and reflection off of this. I absolutely love the way that looks in the game. I think that is great. You can see little individual blades of grass, which is a detail that you don't see everywhere, especially in a life simulation game. Those are things you typically find in games like Grand Theft Auto or other more role-playing RPG type games. I like how realistic looking this couch is. It looks like I could have walked into a neighbor's house or something and found that exact couch. A lot of the other couches in other games haven't looked very realistic. They've been extremely cartoony, like yeah, so you can see a massive difference in the details in Paralives. Granted, Paralives is still in development, and they even say that at the beginning of their new 11-minute video showing off their build mode. But everything looks a lot more cartoony, but that's just the style that they were going for as opposed to this other game. So, the cool thing about these monitors is clearly you can place it either on the wall, or if you place it on the desk, then it spawns the stand. So it seems to be adaptive based on where you're actually putting it down at. And I love the lights. I would love to have this gaming setup, honestly. It's pretty cool. But you can stretch the monitor even. You can curve the monitor, you can place multiple monitors. Granted, you can do that in Paralives also, but I think it's really cool that you can curve the monitor. I wonder if other objects might be curvable as well. Like, I would love in some of these curved walls that you can get in Paralives back here, if you could, you know, take kitchen counters and bend them around a curve and have it turn out nice and smooth. I might be asking a little bit too much there, but it's a great idea, right? So instead of a plumb bob, we have a little circle that kind of indicates who's active. You can see the lady over here, the guy's just hanging out. I like the way he's sitting. It looks very natural. You actually have a cup of something here, and you can even see steam coming off of this. This game is so pretty. I hope it's real. I really honestly hope it's real, because I want this game, and I want Paralives. This does not make me want Paralives any less. You have actual food in the fridge. And you can see she's actually slicing. Let me go back for a second. actually slicing bits and pieces off of that cucumber, which you don't see normally in like The Sims. Everything's very low resolution, and you have this chunk of food or whatever, and they can be chopping and nothing happens until you get to a certain time in the animation sequence, and then all of a sudden part of it disappears, like when they're eating it or something. But this is actually kind of showing you actual slicing. Now this part in the center of the food didn't seem to move, but like, I'll forgive them for that. So we have cars. You can look at the lighting on the cars. You can tell that it's a completely different type of surface. It's amazing. You have scuff marks and like oil stains, and the detail that went into this is incredible. Like, this is definitely a garage that's had some work done inside of it. And he is obviously doing something to the car, so even if you can't drive them, it looks like maybe you can do like vehicle repairs or hobby things involving vehicles, so that's pretty neat. I don't know if any of these other tools in the frame are usable or if they're just decorations, but I mean, the level of detail is just crazy. I don't even know how this game would run. So if you have the GeForce RTX on, then apparently there's a huge difference in the reflection and detail in the reflection when you're playing, so that's pretty neat. So definitely a social game where you can interact with another, I'll just call them alters because I don't know what to call them. So I mean, it's very much just like the life simulation games that we're already following and getting, and this is great because I would love more competition for EA. Not that I don't like The Sims, I love The Sims, but I think a healthy competition is great because it's going to force all of the games to try to outdo each other and to get bigger, better, more amazing content to set each other apart from the others, and I think that's very healthy for any game. Plus, you know, that means that we as the consumers and the people playing the games are going to get more out of playing the games, and they're going to want to cater to us more. The Sims hasn't had any competition, so they haven't had to listen to the feedback from players and what we wanted and what we're missing in the game, because we're just going to eat it up no matter what they put out there. So, competition in full force with multiple life simulators, that's going to be amazing, I think. That's going to really step up life simulation games as its own standalone, legitimate, underappreciated, quite frankly, game genre. So you have gardening right off the bat. That's neat. You can't garden the wildflowers in The Sims. We have pets. I love the random details with the grass growing up between the path. This is awesome. We have some different terrain. So this is up on a hill from the path. We have the rock, some structures in the background. The sign, authorized vehicles only. I wonder if you can actually take a bike or vehicle or something out there, because there is this, looks like a bike rack or something where you park your bike. So this is pretty neat. I really want to get into some gameplay on this. I'm excited. We don't know when this is coming out though, that's the drawback. And I love this lettering here. I just hope it's not a special effect that they slapped onto this. It appears to be interacting with the light in the game through whatever window is on the side, so that leads me to think that we might be able to have that in the game, and if we have that in multiple font styles and not just one or two, then that would be awesome, because imagine customizing random businesses and storefronts and public lots and parks and things like that, and just being able to type whatever you want. So, I mean, it'd be great if they have it in multiple languages, also that don't use an alphabet, like the Spanish tilde over top of the N and all that. Like, that would be pretty awesome too. But just imagine being able to customize what things say. I have always wanted that, and the Simlish stuff, it all just looks the same after a while. And I don't think there's anything else after that. Yeah, so that's all for that one. And that's the trailer, and that is literally all that we have out that is confirmed. If you go to the Steam, or the Steam page, the only photos with it are pretty much of the same house, the same lot. Oh, there's a moving van, it looks like. That's neat. And there are vehicles on the road here, so I wonder if we can actually drive them, or if it's just like The Sims where you just see random things passing back and forth. There's a cat, I think, on the bed. Look how that rug has some natural folds in it, because ain't nobody placing things down looking all perfect all the time. This is really neat. Yeah, there's not very much more outside of what they've released in the video. Oh, this is different though. I haven't actually looked through these because I thought they were all the same as screenshots from the video or something. Apparently I was wrong. But, I mean, maybe this is a job or something you can actually do. Repairing a road like that. That's pretty neat. It's very different. You have a pool. Yeah, so it's just the same video, by the way, that's on YouTube that we watched. And there's not a heck of a whole lot else here. But there should be a description. This game is not yet available on Steam, and the planned release date has not even been announced. So we don't even know if this game will even actually come out, but it appears to be pretty well developed for an alpha, if it is real. So we'll see. So, AlterLife. Create your avatar. They're calling it an avatar. From scratch. Matching every element of its appearance and personality, and then start your new life in AlterLife. Choose from hundreds at the start of different hairstyles, shapes of the nose, mouth, eyes, and other physical features. The most comprehensive character editor on the market. That's a bold claim. The most comprehensive character editor on the market. Will even let you create yourself and your friends in a virtual environment. Then use the money you're given at start to buy an apartment or a house in the suburbs and lead your life the way you always dreamed. In AlterLife, you are only limited by your own imagination. If you want, you can lead a peaceful life, getting up in the morning, going to work, meeting with friends after hours. Maybe you'll even find the love of your life there. But nothing stands in the way of becoming a fashion, rock, or movie star. So you already have that. Maybe some fame aspect to the game. You choose from dozens of different career paths to see how your life could have turned out if you made completely different choices in the past. So this makes me a little bit skeptical, because they're essentially saying that you can almost be anything in life that you either wanted to or that you currently even are. So I'm worried about that as a bold claim, because, I mean, you're not going to have every career option in existence, I promise you. And especially to be able to play it all out. But I don't know. I mean, the nature of a life simulation is you can build yourself and live your dream, so maybe they mean it more like that. I don't know. AlterLife also offers an extensive interior editor. Enlarge your apartment or house for yourself, or because your family is getting bigger. So, family. We haven't seen any kids actually in the trailer, so that's interesting. Maybe it's not ready yet to be shown. Buy new furniture, household appliances, wallpapers, paneling, floors, and many more. You have tens of thousands of items at your disposal, which will allow you to build an apartment of your dreams. All you have to do is make money to afford them. After all, AlterLife is a real-life simulation game, so not everything comes easy and you have to earn some luxuries, so that's interesting. I mean, you technically have to earn in The Sims if you don't use the cheat codes anyway. So I'm not too surprised by that. But what is interesting is buy your new furniture, household appliances, wallpapers, paneling, and floors. So apparently you'll have to actually buy that stuff. I mean, you kind of technically do in The Sims, but I wonder if this is more like from a storefront. Like, you don't own anything unless you bought that pattern or something to unlock it, which is a neat concept. Again, they are throwing out the most advanced character creator ever. So unless you can kind of sculpt your character, I don't know that you can call it the most advanced character creator ever, because it is based on sliders and it doesn't even have a color wheel. Maybe I'm just being picky, but if they mean advanced character creator, maybe they just mean the detail and realism in the assets that they have on there. And I did see in the video somewhere at the beginning, I don't think I see it here, but this one line right below the body actually had something to do with wrinkles. So you get to customize and add wrinkles to your character, so that's neat detailing. Build the home of your dreams and become whoever you want to be. Make different choices and see how your life can turn out. Organize parties and meet with your virtual friends. Alright, so the system requirements looks like you can run it on Windows 7, but it's recommended to have Windows 10. And I mean, I'll let you read all of this, but basically it looks like if you have a standard, yeah, that's pretty standard nowadays anyway, standard Windows 10 machine, that you can run this. It does not appear that if you're a Mac user that you are going to have any luck. And this is a computer game, and I don't see anything about it coming out on consoles. So if you're a console player, I don't know what this means for you. Maybe they have that in the plans later. Oh, and I didn't even bother to read this. Get up in the morning, go to work, cook your meals, play with your friends, just live. AlterLife is a powerful virtual life simulator where you can make your biggest dreams come true. Nothing super special in that. So if this I did do before recording. If you click on this, there is nothing else from this developer. Nothing. This is all we have. So I really hope that this is legit, but I have full skepticism on this. So you can see that I am following this and that it is on my wish list. So if I find and hear anything more, I will talk about it on my channel. because I am very interested in this and where it'll go. But that's all I really have for now, aside from the only other things that I could find even remotely similar to AlterLife that we saw was this thing called AlterLife Roleplay. And forgive my stupidity here, but this is in another language that I do not speak and cannot understand. If this is something anyone out there who's watching is familiar with, and I sound stupid for not knowing what it is, it's because I don't know what it is. This is the first I've heard about it, just trying to search for this game. So, this has not anywhere near the same level of graphics, unless this was an earlier rendition of it or something, but this appears to be something else entirely. So, we'll just skip through some of it here. Yeah. And we don't want the ads. But, yeah. And then there's this other thing. It appears to be the same game that one lady was playing. And it's just AlterLife Roleplay. The whole name AlterLife Roleplay is a game in and of itself. So, I don't know if AlterLife is going to have to change its name, or if it's a continuation of this, and that these were maybe earlier graphics. I did not see this logo on anything in this, so I don't know. This map system looks pretty cool. I do kind of wonder what this is, but I've never heard of AlterLife Roleplay. And in this trailer, he just takes you in and out of the house, and he just walks in one direction, then spontaneously turns around in another direction. It's really annoying. So we'll just kind of skip through most of it. But I mean, the details in this aren't too bad. You don't have the lighting system and shading system as strong. But you do have some reflection off of the floor there, which is neat. And it appears to almost be the same thing. So when I say that life simulations are coming out of nowhere and just cropping up everywhere all of a sudden, I mean it, because if AlterLife and AlterLife Roleplay are two completely different things from two completely different developers, then that's not one but two life simulation games coming out, in addition to The Sims and Paralives. And there's this other game which I don't recommend anybody go get, for the record. I will say that right now. Apparently it closed out of that. It is called Live the Life, and there is gameplay footage of this on the internet that you can go watch. And it is nothing like what it promised, but it is one guy developing this. And he appears to have used a lot of like game assets rather than created a lot of this stuff on his own, which if you're one person trying to build an entire game, I don't think I blame him. But this is a huge undertaking for just one person, and he released this game in early access for $20 already. And it's really not that playable. There's nothing to it. You can decorate your apartment and buy objects and work like one job, and it's not obvious what to do and how to play the game. Like, not much is explained to you. So, and it's really like a high maintenance life game. But it's a neat concept, and unfortunately none of the townies in this game are interactable very much, because you can't just click on them and have a conversation, really. They'll stop for you. But yeah, I don't recommend this game yet, like not unless he's able to pull off some significant updates. And you don't get to customize your character to begin with, so you're just in this one apartment. That's the only apartment you can choose. You get to pick whether you're male or female, customize your skin tone, and that's about it for that one. But yeah, guys, there are a lot of competitors coming out for life simulation genre, so it's definitely a wanted and sought after game genre. And it's been underappreciated for years, and The Sims has had, or EA has had reign over this whole genre. We've had things like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley and like farm sims, which are really fun, but not exactly the same thing as this. Like, this is its own unique, kind of more standalone subgenre of a life simulation style game, and I am, for one, glad to see other people trying to jump in and take a slice of the pie, because EA has been allowed to do whatever it wants to for way too long by itself. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, that these games are just only going to strengthen what the developers and the gurus and everybody working on the Sims games are going to do or accomplish with the game. And all around, all the games are just going to get so much better. And none of these games make me want to abandon the Sims at all. None of them. Because I'm still excited for everything coming out in the Sims. But anyway, thanks for listening to me rattle on for quite a long time. And thanks for sticking with me if you're still here listening. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Not a requirement, but I'd appreciate it if you did. I would love to have you back on my channel, and I hope you stick around. Thanks for watching.